Hello, my dear Pisces. Um, so I'm redoing a video because somebody really complained about audio quality. So telling that person not to watch this video, to just not watch this video and unsubscribe, please. I would appreciate that. Everyone else is welcome. Today I'll be working with an iteration, 3 iterations, 3 portals for your situationship reading. I'll be working from the Tarot Forbidden Dreams, a neurotic deck from Geneva, a very new deck, and it's a superb deck with red gilding, so please enjoy. I'll clear the energy of the deck and we'll get started. So this is for Pisces, love situationship reading, 3 iterations. The first portal is opening. Take what you will, take only what resonates, and from that formulate some sort of instrumentation. Once again, for that person who complained about the audio, you can just turn off now and unsubscribe. Okay? Thank you. Alright, cards are ready. First iteration is opening, portal 1 is opening. There is someone here that is on the path of growth, Pisces. Some sort of growth when it comes to boundaries being crossed, alright? So there's like a type of expansion happening. And through this expansion, there's a type of growth. Through this growth, there's an incredible amount of boundaries being taken down or perhaps being crossed in a certain way. You have to be careful because I think these boundaries may be yours. They could be someone else's. Regardless, there's going to be some sort of passion that exists between you and this person that is growing in a certain way that will break down boundaries. Okay, Pisces? There is also, with the Six of Wands, a type of victory or a type of incredible sort of manifestation here, okay? So not only do we have the Page of Wands in reverse, crossing boundaries, through this crossing of boundaries, some sort of victory will occur. A great victory that will bring someone into power and have many sort of options when it comes to them manifesting certain situations, okay? This could be you, this could be the other person. I reckon because of the nature of fire, this probably is more of the other person. This person may be crossing boundaries and may be coming across you as someone who is in control of their passions or perhaps in control of using their passions to cross certain boundaries that you maybe have put up. Here we have you coming out of hermetitude, or perhaps they coming out of hermetitude. I think it's more your energy here. After hermetitude, you are essentially very much ready to go about and do things. And what you're on the path on is essentially something where you have found a new way of living and a new way of becoming strong in your own power. And you are ready to go ahead and do things. What you're moving towards is a type of commitment here with the Hierophant. So the commitment is quite great, quite profound, and quite risque, but at the same time, it's like being able to manifest something here and to make it do things that that have a very spiritual inclination. There's something about rapture and ecstasy here with the Hierophant card, and there's an incredible amount of power in this situation. Almost so much power that it puts people into submission, okay? You have to be very careful because we have the Knight of Wands here, and with this particular Knight of Wands, there's a lot of air energy, and this air comes off as a bit arrogant and a bit sadomasochistic, Okay, so be careful of communications. They might brutalize you in a certain way, or perhaps brutalize another person. Now, this is, of course, your own ethical concern. Yeah. There's also in this situation communications that have bound you in a certain way, and after this binding sort of nature of the communications, you've been able to set yourself free in a certain way, my dear Pisces. There's something about fear as well as restraint, and the ability to let loose all of that in order to find some sort of choice. A choice with the Two of Wands here. The choice is leading to a new romance, but this romance is of a hidden nature. It's very much slow and it's very much emotional. There's a great intuitive sort of connection between you and this person. Okay, but I think you guys are controlling and tempering your romantic escapades. I think it's very important for you to use temperance and to take your time and to sort of enjoy in the fruits of the potentialities, okay, with you and this person. I think there's a lot of potential here. However, in terms of like locking it down and connecting and stabilizing with this person is very slow at what they do. We have the King of Coins, and it's in reverse. They're not entirely stable, and they're not entirely empowered in a certain way when it comes to this situationship. Okay, seems to me after hermetitude and after a certain amount of rest, you have a lot of energy this month, mid-month November, and you're ready to go ahead and push forward with situations that might actually lead to a type of intense playing of energy. And there's sort of like a theme of betrayal, or perhaps double crossing when it comes to something with you and someone else. Okay. But there is certainly a great deal of excitement for you coming up, and the ability to let loose fears as well as to come into power in a certain way. You and this person may share a deep, profound connection, and it's like it's really profound. Okay. Kind of like a soulmate energy, or like the double gateway. There might be multiple ways of connecting with this person, either spiritual or sexual, or anything that has to do with your own sort of fulfillment has been held back in a certain way, but is also being released in a certain way. Okay, so like the Nine of Cups talks to me of intuitive sort of fulfillment. In reverse, it's like that's missing, the intuition is missing, but it seems like you're willing to give time and energy into the situation in order to enact some sort of secret or hidden beginning. Okay, we also have the Queen of Wands here, and she knows what she wants, she knows how to get it, and she usually is very good at what she wants. This person has a lot of fire inside of their reading, so there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of emotions, as well as there's a lot of grounding aspects to this connection. All right, could be that also that the Queen of Coins comes in here, and the Queen of Wands, Queen of Coins working together create like a grounded passion, Okay. But overall, I think you're no longer waiting, and you are once again expanding in a certain way with this person. Passions are expanding with the Empress energy here. And there also is a need for you to make a type of choice, a very risky choice, but a choice nonetheless to go about and do things very, very radically. Okay, yeah. These are intense cards. All right, that portal is closed. See, portal number 2 is opening. I am going to clear the energy of the deck, and we'll get straight into it. Yeah. Could be a type of expansion when it comes to expansion when it comes to your ability or their ability to become grounded in a certain way. There's like an expansion of Earth here, expansion of Earth energy, expansion of stability with someone or something. So far in the three shuffle, there's like a type of expansion once again, like the ability to be really open when it comes to grounding something is one motif, as well as the ability to start something new that may hold a lot of fertility for you when it comes to a romance. All right, I'm gonna crack open here. So this portal is open. There's a new beginning when it comes to love. Okay, new beginning when it comes to love. We have the Ace of Pentacles plus the Two of Cups. When it comes to this new beginning, there is a type of ferocious energy here where there's a lot of intense erotic energy, as well as the ability to see what is potentially there. With the Five of Cups, there's an element of regret when it comes to the amount of strength in the situation. Perhaps there's too much ego, perhaps out of ego some sort of physical transaction was made and is leaving someone in a type of suspension. Okay, with the Five of Cups. Also, it talks about potentialities as well as nostalgia here. And because of the Six of Cups being here, as well as the Six of Swords, we have two sixes. There is some sort of, wow. There is a type of intense potentiality here. Potentially a connection that may involve someone else who may be getting off on watching what's happening, as well as the potential for the Six of Cups energy, which is essentially soulmate energy, connection that is very profound and deep. And not only that, but as you can see with the Six of Cups, there's a type of shadow there in the back. So both of these indicate voyeurs or voyeuristic tendencies. A third party is watching this and getting off on it. This connection. So once again, there is like an expansion with the Two of Cups and the Empress, and the Ace of Coins talks about a new beginning. This new beginning is leading to a type of regret because of a lot of sexual energies. Perhaps you have not sort of reconciled your own sort of sexual prowess and your own sexual strengths, and there's something about the sixes here, Six of Cups as well as Six of Swords, a type of potential third-party dynamic where there's someone in the distance, and this is creating a sense of incredible connection with the ones who consummate love. Okay, if you're working with someone in terms of energy and in terms of communication, there may be a possibility to find some sort of peace with someone, but at the same time, it's because you guys are running away from some sort of third element. Okay. There's also the ability to through withdrawal, you might find a psychic awakening where you know about someone's behaviors and motivations. If you do withdraw out of repulsion because your strength, your sexual desire for this person is too great and you don't know how to control it, there may be a possibility for you to see what you really need, and also to see in a situation where someone's being very manipulative in a certain way. Okay, maybe dealing with a number of certain parties or other people. But it seems like you're making a choice, and the choice is to delve back into nostalgia of some sort. You're going to be committing your time and your resources and energy into a type of new or old commitment in which you will be sort of like checking out the past and thinking about it and sort of ruminating, okay, with the Seven of Coins. Something about the past here. This past had to do with a great commitment that included family, or a type of discernment that needed to come about when it comes to a family situation. With the Ten of Coins as well as the Queen of Swords, there is like a combination of family as well as commitments being broken within a family situation. Not only is the Ten of Coins family, it's like the idea of your ultimate stability, your happiness, but then it strikes me because it seems like there's this like child element, either an inner child or someone who's acting childish, or perhaps a literal child that's holding you back from like a type of discernment. The Queen of Swords, usually she has suitors and then she's willing to listen to them, and she's willing to offer her leg to this person, but is holding back in a certain way. She's holding back because she feels that someone has rested way too much here, and has been sort of delving into potentialities rather than actually going for them. It's like pitching a tent in in the solace of your mind, but not actually sort of using that truth. And whoever this person is you're dealing with, I think you're the Queen of Swords, and this other person is has been resting or going to hermitude and trying to find some sort of inner truth, or perhaps you're reflecting this person. But there is a strong connection here, okay, with the Four of Wands, which came up for the first iteration, the first portal as well. Incredible energy, and talks to me of loyalty as well as a deep nurturing bond, okay. But it seems like somebody was left out of the cold, and had to deal with inner demons and stuff, and had to eventually come back. After coming back, there's still something about the manipulation of the past and the sort of orgiastic influence of multiple parties that didn't really sit well with you, Pisces. And it seems like you're trying to let a burden down with the Ten of Wands, but it's very difficult. And if you can see, the Ten of Wands is very intensely it's like debauchery, it's like pure mania, it's chaos. And you're getting tired of that, and because you're trying to set down a cycle, because you're ready to grow with the Empress energy here. You're ready to grow and expand in a certain way, and you're going spread eagle and trying to fly into something new. What you're trying to fly into is a new truth, some sort of truth that's going to cut off all wand energy and come and shine in a certain way to bring truth in to the light. But usually through shadow work does this happen, so that hermitude is going to be really important for you, okay. But overall, I think there is a possibility for you to see potentialities and not really go with any of them. And you may be tempted and seduced in certain ways, but then you're totally sort of just floating and not really going about truly making a choice. And this is leading to a lot of teasing and mind games, okay, not manipulation. And I think that's what you're trying to avoid right now. I mean, aren't we all? And there's also here a potential for some sort of hidden beginning with this person, potentially with the Fool in reverse. However, it's not totally celebrated, and there might be a possibility for ridiculous things, a sort of swinging in and out of certain situations, and this may annoy you. This may annoy you because you want to have clear boundaries here with the Page of Wands, clear boundaries that have to do with hidden commitments, as well as healing that is needed with this star here. This is a beautiful star card, by the way. There's something about what's going on with you, with the cosmos, that requires you to get into solitude and to try to heal off in a certain way. Very important that you do that, and that if anything needs to fall, you should go ahead and let it fall, because there's something about the structure of it all that doesn't really string well or strike the right chord for you. All right, this iteration is closed. All right, so I just lost about 40 minutes of a Pisces video, 20 minutes of it. So I'm going to have to just go by memory and let you know that you guys might be dealing with someone who you don't necessarily trust. They have a lot of fire in their energy, and they could be sending you a lot of airy communications that are trying to seduce you in a certain way. I don't know if you trust them. They could be from your past. However, this person is not in their highest good right now, and they may be a bit manipulative. However, at the same time, there are other iterations of this where you're trying to heal, but you can't find the healing, and people around you are generally scattershot in terms of their headspace. All right. So this is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. This is an iteration of your love situation. I'm not going to do 3 portals. It's just going to be one, condensed and very short. For the person who was complaining about audio in the last clip, please just leave the channel and subscribe. Don't come back. This is a free channel, and you have no right to be here. You have freedom, and you have the freedom to leave. If you want to leave toxic comments, then please just leave and don't come back. I appreciate that. So I'm going to clear the energy of the deck, and we'll get started. I'll be working with a Geneva deck. It's an erotic deck, so just to warn you all, you will be seeing images that are very suggestive in nature, and you can go ahead and leave if that offends you. So the portal is opening for Pisces. This is a mid-month situationship reading for Pisces. Love situation, take what you will, and leave what you find worthless. You don't have to like, share, or subscribe, but I would appreciate it if you did either, or all. So, Pisces. Like your earlier reading, there was a type of expansion with the Empress energy, and it's an expansion of a type of giving. Giving in terms of the Four of Pentacles reverse, there's like a type of energy where you're willing to give, and this is expanding with you with the Empress energy. It's like a regal way of being. You come into power, and then you are able to give to certain things or situations that you find relative in a certain way, but this is after a period of isolation with the Hermit, as well as the Hanged Man, which came up for you. So there's an ability to give to those who you think deserve it, and there's a growth in that respect. The Empress is very generous. When it comes to someone who's been crossing boundaries, this person has been crossing boundaries quite a bit, and they're offering you some sort of slow and steady movement into something that may or may not be in your highest good, with the Page of Coins. They could be a friend with benefits. They could very much be into you in a certain way. However, there's a lack of power here with the Emperor in reverse. It seems like there is too much diffusion of energies here with the Emperor in reverse. You can see the Emperor there. He's looking off into his his foot soldier there while he's going ham. And it's important to know that it's not a sort of sense of focus. This Emperor is kind of like lost in like too much power, engrossed into too much power. This person, though they offer you something, it's like they're disempowered and offering you something that's not enough. And when it comes to you, you want romance, but it's not really showing up for you on the cards here. Nine of Cups in reverse. There's something about a secret that's essentially scaring you in the Moon's energy, and you're willing to expose something. What you're trying to expose are people who have essentially been coming in and out and lying to you in a certain way, and it seems like there may be some sort of equilibrium here. An ability to give to multiple parties or multiple projects, so that something can happen for you. It's either your energy or theirs, but it seems like the Six of Wands and the Six of Coins, there is like a type of empowerment here, where someone is giving their power off in a certain way to establish a type of slow and steady movement, into a commitment that is being offered by you or this person. When it comes to a resurrection, or like a re-release, or like something from the past that's coming back, okay? But holding back some sort of like innerness, inner being or inner child is being held back. There's also something about a choice you have to make. It's a heavy choice that has to do with your stability as well as your passions for a great soulmate energy, in which a number of parties and people will be very jealous of. Okay, Six of Cups. But I think overall there is a type of grooming going on, a type of teamwork when it comes to living it up in a certain way, vanity, as well as the ability to be grounded and then also elevated in a certain way. But I think you're in a point of manifestation, and you're going to be able to get whatever you want and however you want it with multiple different sort of parties. It seems like there's also a possibility that someone could be wearing masks if you're dealing with someone. And because of this, there has been an element of abandonment, or like an abandonment of selfhood that that is kind of disarming. It's kind of putting you off. And I think you've gotten over a phase of extreme manipulation and messages from something very deep that were very passionate, they were very seductive. And once again, there's a lot of seductive energy coming towards you, Pisces, trying to pull you in, but I think you're not ready for romance, and perhaps, yeah, with the Chariot, this came up with the previous read too. The Chariot, there's some sort of like mad sort of horizon coming for you, and some sort of newness coming in direction from the east, some sort of deep, profound quest on a spiritual level to push forward, and perhaps to see the past and move away from it, and to perhaps look for that that higher consciousness with the sun. But of course, the High Priestess sits here before she came up in reverse. There's a secret here that has to do with the beginning, with the Ace of Cups, a beginning that has to do with a lot of potentiality and love. But yeah, I think overall you're going to work hard in order to make a choice towards something that no longer leaves you in confusion with many different possibilities, okay? This came up for Pisces number 1 in the last first portal after 3 portals were created for 20 minutes. The tower was there, and the tower indicates usually some sort of falling of a structure. Here it's like the Garden of Eden, how the Garden of Eden collapsed and was put underwater because of the folly of the lovers, right? Adam and Eve, the first rulers of humanity. There's something about the tower here that's going to remind you to keep patience when it comes to love and aspects of love, to have temperance, and to be patient, and to see the growth of the situation, to see how it can nurture you in a certain way and nurture your desires as well as your emotions. But there is a lack of a beginning here, or perhaps fear of a new beginning with the Fool in reverse. When it comes to love, there's someone here that you're in love with, and this someone has a great deal of growth in store for you, as well as being able to spread open the wings of desire in order to find some sort of new truth or new gateway. Okay, there's also a possibility that you can represent this person of the Empress, and you're ready to grow in a certain way. But the Emperor is missing. There's some sort of element of control that is missing here. Okay. Once again, the Hangman comes up and it's in reverse. And this talks about the ability to transcend any sort of bondage or holdback, and to use new esoteric knowledge that you have felt to see how you can use your skills in order to progress in life. But there is a lot of emotions that is shared between you and someone else, but I think physically there's a disconnect or something like that. There's like an inability to be like straight up. With the Queen of Cups energy, it's like diverted emotional connections, intimacy that is not really there, because there's like a lack of eye contact with this person. But when you find them, they might bring in a lot of like conflict for you with the Five of Wands. But still they represent some sort of like grand vision of like your ultimate sort of source of happiness here with the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups in this deck is like an extended Seven of Cups. It's like more options, but then they're all yours, which is like pretty crazy. Also, when it comes to a cycle that is supposed to end or begin, there's some sort of like jumping of portals here with the World in reverse. The ability to see older beginnings with the Ace of Coins here, Ace of Pentacles, some old beginning, an old birth, where you find that there was emotions that were not expressed in the right way, but there was a lot of passion as well that was not really expressed in the right way. There was like passionate explosions, emotions that were held back, and then with you and this person, it's like there was overall generally some type of fear. There was some type of fear here, and like there was a holdback on the connection. You guys weren't able to totally consummate some sort of physical connection, and if you did, it was only through like a cup of tea or something. It's a possibility. But if you do drink with this person, it's going to create some sort of like burden. So be careful with that. There's also a truth here, a truth that has to do with a type of heartbreak when it comes to your own vision of what you really want and need. There's been a holdback, and it's important that you come into healing and find like some sort of fate within this poetry. All right, my dear Pisces, this is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I'll see you later.